I got bones in the back if we take 'em out. Black cat, keep it to yourself. Spooky, spooky town.
Yo, what's up guys? I know it's been a minute, but we're back on that mostly spooky Monday grind, and it's gonna be a good week. I'm back to the regular scheduled program, and we have 4 stories today, so get your popcorn, get your snacks, get what you need to get, and without further ado, let's get into it.
Back when I was 21 years old, I was a strategic firearms commander. This meant that I led a team into dangerous situations that oftentimes involves hostages or civilians who carried guns or other deadly weapons. I had a second-in-command firearms commander working beside me. His name was Callum, and he was my best friend. We always hung out outside of work. While on duty, he would always joke around and make us crack a smile, even when we were dealing with pretty distressful stuff. We once had a case where a man had possession of a firearm, and we were assigned to take care of it. Callum seemed particularly eager and jumped out of the van before it even came to a full stop. When the rest of the team reached the scene, the man was already shot. Callum still had the gun in his hand. Soon after, I asked Callum why he was so eager to do it. And then he said he had no specific reason. He was just excited. I believed him because he was my best friend. Later on, when I was looking at the man who was shot, I looked him up on social media and realized that he and Callum added each other on Facebook. Upon further investigation, I realized that there were thousands of messages sent between the two where Callum revealed sensitive information about several operations. I knew that he killed this man on purpose, but I had no way of proving it. He was taken to court and was sentenced to 3 years in jail for perverting the court of justice. I testified against him and was no longer his friend. When I was 24 years old, I was still on the firearms team. All that happened with Callum was behind me, and I was happy with my life. One night I went home really late after work. As I walked to my apartment, I realized that it was trashed. I called the police and they reported it, but there was not much they could do because I didn't have a CCTV. As I got into bed, I saw that there was a note on my bedside table. All it said was, "Remember me?" I instantly recognized Callum's handwriting. Now that he was out of prison, I thought that he would move on with his life. I was so wrong. This was his revenge. The next day, I went to the underground parking lot and I saw that my windscreen was smashed. It was clear that he wasn't over me testifying against him. Soon after, I also saw him near my apartment. I ran after him, but he ignored me and ran away. I tried calling his old number, but it was no longer in service. Then an envelope was sent through my door, and it contained hundreds of photos of me at work, home, and even out with my girlfriend at clubs and restaurants. These were all taken very recently. The last one, though, was a picture of Callum and I from years ago, and on the other side, written with a big red marker, were the words, "You're dead." I reported this as stalking and hoped he would end up back in prison. The police had gone to his listed address, but there was no one there. In fact, all of his bags were packed. I knew he was still in the area somewhere, though. One day I was by myself in an unmarked car, and I saw this Toyota Yaris, and it was driving close behind me. It was my gut instinct to get the plate number checked, and I was going to. But then I got a Priority 1 announcement on the radio saying there was a crazy man on a bus who had a knife and stabbed someone. I turned on my sirens and blue lights and headed to the accident. As I got on the bus, he was already arrested, and the ambulance was already there as well. As I was about to leave the bus, I heard a loud bang, and a man on the bus fell down. He was shot through the window by a man who was wearing a black hoodie. He immediately ran. I ran out of the bus and went to the boot of my car. I got my MP5 SF out, which was a large rifle with sniper capabilities. I ran after the suspect and radioed in. They gave me an order of critical shot, which meant I could shoot to kill the suspect. He ran through the town center and went to the left. I was worried about public safety as he had a large rifle as well. I realized instead of running after him, I needed to get on a roof and shoot down. I went to this building that had views of the right and left. It took me 5 minutes, and I was worried that he would have run away by now. As I got to the roof, I turned my gun to the sniper level. I used the eyepiece to scan, and I saw a man in a black hoodie running. I fired a shot, and he fell to the ground. By the time I got there, more armed policemen came to the area. I was shocked to see Callum. He was the one who followed me in the car behind me, and that shot in the bus was meant for me. But he missed. Callum was dead. I felt sad, but also relieved that this was all over. The man shot in the bus survived, and I was promoted for my diligent work. I'm still working in the force. Back then, my brother and I used to play with a lot of guns, especially water guns. One night, we got our flashlights and pretended we were the police. It was around 10 p.m. We were in the backyard with my brother's friend playing when we saw a tall black guy. We were just staring at him. I don't know who he was or why he was there. Then he suddenly said, "Hey, can I play with you?" "Bitch, please," my brother said. Then the tall guy seemed to go into a strange position and smiled at us creepily. I was so scared, so I aimed my gun at the guy when my flashlight lit up the face of the man. I will never forget what I saw. There was a big X on the middle of his forehead, and the guy was eating a piece of glass, literally eating it and bleeding. We didn't know what to do while we ran back into the house. My brother's friend jumped outside the fence and he didn't come back. We were standing near the window and my brother told me to call Mom and Dad. When I called my mom, I heard a loud smash coming from the big window on the front door. My brother quickly grabbed my shirt and dragged me upstairs. At that moment, I couldn't talk to my mom because then I would make a sound. We stayed silent for about 20 seconds. Then we heard a footstep near my side. I was about to tilt my head to take a look when I suddenly heard a gun get reloaded. My brother quickly punched the guy. I ran so fast downstairs. We had to live. We were almost to the door when we heard a gunshot. We quickly ran to the nearest neighborhood and told someone what happened. We called Mom and Dad and also dialed 911. When the police came to our house, they found fresh blood trails from the living room to the bathroom. There, they found the guy bleeding to death, as if the guy wanted us to watch him commit suicide or possibly kill us. Well, I don't know, but that was some serious madhouse shit, and I would never, ever forget what happened.
Hey, Sif, have you watched Fast and Furious 8? It's a really nice movie, you know?
Oh, really? I haven't watched it yet. Tell me about it.
Okay, pay attention everyone. Today we'll be learning about arachnids. Please open your textbooks at page 88.
Hey, Sif, have you aware of last week's case?
What case?
There's a boy who's afraid of number 8 and they haven't cured yet.
I don't believe it. It sounds like a hoax somehow.
But it's real.
To be honest, doesn't make sense to me at all. So, just can we listen to the
No,
class,
no,
please?
no, no.
Okay,
no.
Sam, get yourself up here and start cleaning up the whiteboard. You've been talking for too long.
Man.
Okay, so arachnids are a class of joint-legged insects. All of the arachnids have 8 legs.
Number 8. Sam! Guys! Where is everyone? This can't be real.
Chill out, man. Are you okay?
What is happening over there? Focus, please.
Sorry, sir.
Arachnids are a class of joint-legged. All arachnids have 8 legs.
Are you okay,
Although the
Steve?
function
Yeah, I'm fine, man.
of the
Are you
front
okay?
pair of
Yeah.
legs in some species has converted to a sensory function. While in other species, different appendages can grow large.
Again?
When you're admitted to a hospital, they give you a white wristband with your name on it. But there are different colored wristbands that mean other things. Purple wristbands are put on the people who don't want to be revived if they die. Yellow wristbands are put on the people who are at risk of falling. And red wristbands are put on the dead people. One night, a surgeon was working the night shift at a hospital. She had just finished her operation and was headed down to the basement. She entered the elevator, and there's only one other person in there. The woman in the elevator had black hair and pale skin. She smiled kindly at the surgeon, but just something was a little off about her smile. The surgeon chatted casually with the woman as the elevator went down. When the elevator opened, a man was about to enter before the surgeon rushed to close the door and then pushed a button to the first floor. The other woman in the elevator looked at her in shock and asked her why she didn't let that man in. "I just operated on him. He died during the surgery. Didn't you see the red wristband he was wearing?" She gave the surgeon an innocent smile, then raised her arm, showing off her red wristband. "Something like this?" Surgeon looked strangely at the woman. "Where did you find that?" she asked, thinking it was just a joke. The woman kept smiling, and the surgeon could only watch in fear as the once beautiful woman turned into a horrifying creature. The elevator dinged, signaling that they had made it to the first floor, and in the blink of an eye, the monster was a normal person again. "Have a nice night, doctor," it called as it left the surgeon stunned in the elevator, leaving out the doors like nothing had happened.
Wow, that one was crazy. That was weird, but I hope you guys enjoyed. And we'll be seeing you next Monday, every single Monday. I'm gonna keep saying it. But yeah, hope you guys enjoy. Have a great day. Peace.